Come on in to Sister's Tarot. Gather round, everyone. I have here my trusty magic 8-ball. Let's take a look inside, see what it has to show us today. This is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave out the rest. If you don't resonate with the reading, feel free to check out my other videos. You may have some messages there. Now, without further ado, let's start the reading. I call upon you, Heavenly Father, asking for you to bring down the message or messages meant for the collective, and to protect me as I give them their message or messages, and to protect them as they receive it. Please and thank you. I ask this in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I'm going to do the Celtic cross tonight. I hope everybody had a good week so far. Everything's been fine. too many cards. Too many. Since this one flipped, I'll take that. I'm not taking that one. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. Should be at camera good. Okay. Put it right here. Okay. We're going to start with theme 1 of the reading, which is 7 of Wands. You have many people trying to compete against you. Even though you may not be trying to compete yourself, they're trying to be your competition. Because along with this theme 2, we have the Star. Because you're a rising star coming up. And as you rise up, you're going to have more coming at you. I'm going to go ahead and put that beside each other, just so, because I want to put more of the theme into it together. Because this one just really comes together more. So, you're having to learn how to strategize yourself more as you're learning to not only come up doing what you're meant to do, you're also having to protect yourself at the same time. And with her pouring both cups out the way she is, I'm getting that you're no longer pouring your cup into the wrong places anymore. And you're learning how to balance yourself out more in the spiritual and the physical as well at the same time. So now you can see things clearly now, to where you couldn't possibly in your past, you might not had. But now you can clearly see who you should give your cup to, pour into, and who not to. But you definitely know you can pour it into yourself, because that's where you always should pour it into yourself. And that you're not really in competition with anyone but yourself. By that demonstration coming to me, that you're pouring your cup within yourself. Therefore, you're not even worried about others that's trying to compete against you. And here in your conscious, and what you're consciously aware of is the 6 of Wands. You're coming into being victorious, possibly very well known. You don't have to necessarily be on a social media platform, but you could be, but you don't have to be. You're just becoming well known for what you're doing. And many people are celebrating you. And with this bubble here with this head, I'm getting that quite a few people are losing their heads over the situation, so to speak, because your competitors or your haters or people that do not like the fact that you're having this come up not only are in shock over the situation, they're losing their head over it because they can't stand seeing you rise up the way you're meant to. But that's just the way it's going to be, and it's their bubble that's going to get popped because it's going to happen regardless. Now here in your subconscious that you're not consciously aware of is the Queen of Wands. You're very much standing in your power, and you have what it takes to push through this competition. For one, you're not even in the competition because you're only competing against yourself. So therefore, you're already winning right there because you're not feeding into it. You're just staying in your own lane, minding your own business, doing what you know you're meant to do and being called to do. Because you are being called on a mission. And that mission it's going to be different for everyone. But I'm getting from all of this that it's a spiritual mission and calling. And you're answering to it. But it's still something that could be putting you in this circus, so to speak, of competition, even though you're not feeding into it. Because you're not in the ego. You've ascended and evolved past that, so you're not even concerned about that. Let them do them, and you're going to do you, and you're not even bothered by that. Now here in your past, I'm picking up recent past. I was trying to figure out which one it is. That's what I'm picking up, your recent past. And a few of you, it may be your further off past, like 3 months to 6 months ago. But for most of you, I'm picking up that it's more recent past. Especially with this 4, I'm also picking up 4 months for a few of you even ago. That still can be recent past if you really think about it. You were holding yourself back. Keep yourself closed up in this door where this is chained up, and you were holding yourself back from your potential. And you weren't going fully into what you were meant to do. Sort of keeping yourself in the closet, so to speak. Because you didn't know how people would perceive you. But you're no longer holding on to that. Because you know this is your calling, and you're doing what you know you're meant to do. And I can even speak up and say I'm even resonating with this reading myself, and I will speak up on that when, I help you to see that you're not alone. Especially after last night's reading, if you watched Spiritual Message Wednesday last night, you'll see what I'm talking about. But see, you're no longer in that anymore. And with this being in your future, with the 4 of Swords in reverse, you're no longer allowing anyone to put you in the corner. I know this is not a corner, but this is what I'm picking up. Because like when you're in this, you're resting. And you can rest in a corner. So I'm picking up, you're no longer in the shadows, and you're allowing yourself to be seen for who you truly are now. Now, over here, we have in the inner reality, the 8 of Wands. The momentum is going to start picking up now. Where it might have been slow paced and it's only slowly but surely coming along, things are going to start progressing quickly, swiftly now. And going to go along smoothly. For one, you're no longer holding yourself back, worried about what other people may be thinking about what you're doing. Now here in your outer environment, you have the Queen of Cups. again, I'm picking up pouring your cup within yourself. So you've learned how to pour your cup within you now. Instead of trying to make everybody else happy is what I'm picking up. You are now standing not only in your power, but now ready to really put in every effort, every essence of who you are into what you know you're being called to do. I'm picking up some of you might be, it's just a creative endeavor. You were afraid in the past and held it back because you were afraid other people would not accept your gifts that you have, or your talent. You were too afraid to show it, even though you had this talent or this gift to show. You were afraid to show it because of afraid that people may not like what you do. But you're no longer letting that stop you and hold you back. And you had to first learn how to pour the cup within yourself first. Now you have more to offer outwardly, because now you have plenty within you to give. And you're now knowing how to give to yourself. I'm also picking up with the star card where it's showing her pouring it into the water and then onto the land. I'm also picking up she's constantly pouring her cup back into herself is what I'm getting from this, as at the same time as helping others, no longer neglecting herself. So therefore that's what you're learning how to do, and or have learned to do. And if you haven't, you're now stepping into that as we speak. And it's just on the cusp. And here in your challenge, you have 8 of Pentacles. So you have many challenges in your work environment, whether it's people trying to combat against you, or it's different scenarios that's distracting, or having things that's trying to keep you from moving forward. But in your likely outcome, you have the 6 of Pentacles, which means you're coming into a form of some partnership or businessship with someone. So you're going to have, and then you're going to have more than enough, that not only for yourself, but enough that you can help others as well. And many people will be coming to you for some form of advice or some kind of help. Let's say if you're like freelancing, some form of creative endeavor, it's something that you can offer, such as writing or some kind of creative endeavor that they cannot do, but you would be able to offer your services and help them, and you'll get paid for it. But because of this being in your challenge, you're having to overcome a certain challenge. I'm going to, let me see. We also have the Magician at the bottom. So I feel with that being a combination, you're learning how to overcome that situation. So whatever it is that's trying to keep you from being able to work the way that you constantly want to be able to do, you'll free yourself with this Magician from that situation, especially with this being your likely outcome. Now I'm going to see if there's an overall message before we move on to the Oracle. I'm picking up you also be very well known all around, whether it's around the world or in your community. But you will do and excel very well. Your future, you know, being in your, that being, it's 6 of Wands being in your consciously aware of, you know that your future is looking bright despite the challenges. So everything all together is really coming forward, and it's going to start progressing swiftly. Because you know, whether it's intuitively, since this is inner reality, you intuitively know things are going to start picking up. So, move on, I'll make sure there's nothing else I'm going to pick up on. I'm picking up with her holding this flower and this wand, I'm going to say wand in her hand, staff. that you're able to protect yourself as you're growing what you're working on. You're not going to let anything or anyone stop you from moving ahead, because you have worked too hard on what you're doing. And many things in life that's good in life are going to have competitions to worry about anyway. You're just not going to let it interfere or keep you from going forward. Even if people may have tried to discourage you and say, well, what about the competition? A lot of things have competition. That doesn't mean you don't just try and actually go for something. You're just going to have to work harder on standing out, or being your authentic self to stand out. Don't just find ways to stick out. Just be who you are and be in your essence, and that in itself would be enough to help you. So just have confidence within yourself that you can do so. And this is in your subconscious too, that can talk about having the confidence to do so. So whether you're conscious, since it's in your subconscious, you might not be aware of this, but you have what it takes and the initiative to make this all happen. And I'm also picking up, some of you might be studying some form of psychology. Maybe you want to be a therapist or a psychiatrist or something, and you'll do well and help others. I'm also picking that up, especially with the advice. So this, you might be studying exams and it's a challenge for you, but you'll have what it takes, because you have the confidence, you have what it takes to do it, and you'll pass those exams. I'm also picking up lawyer, or any kind of endeavor you're going through with school. So you'll pass the tests that you need to get the degree, is what I'm picking up on. And I'm also picking up, because the way these are sticking out, some of you, it might take you two tries, but don't give up. Because sometimes it might not take the first time with the final exams that you take. But that doesn't mean give up. It just means study harder and just go for it again. So even if you don't first succeed, try again. Don't give up on something you truly want. Okay, that is all I'm getting from the tarot. So we'll move on to the oracle now. We're going to start with Archangel Oracle cards. Or Archangel Oracle. Same difference. You know what to do. Archangel Uriel, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Also, what I was picking up on the inner environment, or inner reality, with that 8 of Wands, you already know that things are going to start picking up, and you already know what to do to strategize in order to make that happen. Peace. Archangel Shamel. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. So again, when I was picking up, you're learning how to pour the cup within yourself more, and not trying to overly pour it into other people's, is brought you peace, because you know that love within yourself is the only thing that's real. It doesn't matter what other people see or think. Clairvoyance. Archangel Raziel. Raziel. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Anyway, I'm helping you I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. And you're able to see more clearly now. So just keep opening yourself up so you can continue to see the bigger picture. Open to receive what you're being brought, the visions that you are being brought at this time, or will be being brought if you haven't already. But you have to be open to receive. I'm also picking up with this lantern here. You're starting to learn to shine your own light now, so that you can lovingly guide others. Because you've learned how to guide yourself, now you're learning to guide others. Especially what I was picking up with some of you that might be taking a course or just about to finish it, or stepping into becoming a therapist or some kind of spiritual advisor, a psychiatrist or therapist, any of that. You're able to look in a situation and help lovingly guide others in the right direction in their life. And you could also be a tarot reader doing so too. Any of that. And at the bottom of the deck we have courage. Archangel Ariel, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. So also, where I was picking up in Four of Pentacles in the past you didn't have the courage possibly, and with this lion in the back, you're now learning to not only have the courage, not only in your own self, but learning that courage, God is pushing you and showing you He has your back. You can do this. That you're not alone, and you can do what it is that you're called to do. And standing in your purpose and living out your purpose. You have the courage to do so. Now we're going to move on to the Psychic Tarot Oracle. And you're no longer worried about people judging you or misjudging you, because you're stepping into that purpose that you're meant to. Material harvest. And you're now starting to get ready to harvest your hard work. Your fruits of your labor is about to get ready to be harvested. Get that right soon enough. So your hard work will pay off. So don't give up, even with the challenges going on within your work environment. I'm also picking up with this vase here. I'm also, I was thinking I was going to go a different direction, but perhaps some of you, and that's a creative endeavor still, that can still be creative, as far as me picking up something creative. A florist. Maybe you're wanting to open up your own florist shop, or this is confirmation that you should do so, despite what competitors you might have to compete against, or what else was I gonna say? My mind kind of went blank. Apparently wasn't that important. Okay. Anyway, maybe you're wanting to become a florist or open up your own florist shop. And I'm also picking up, some of you might want to work with herbs and have a shop of your own, and that you'll do well in doing so, despite the challenges that might come your way. Either way, even though you know that in general speak, there will be competition, but that's with anything, but you're not going to focus on that. Because as I picked that up in the read, in the tarot, you're not concerned with that. You're just competing against yourself, striving every single day to become the best version of yourself. And if you're not in that, then that's the advice that you should. So you tune out all that noise out. And then that's where you'll shine your brightest, by only focusing on you and what you need to do, on your potential. I'm also picking up lawyer vibes in that again. So it's not the first time I picked up lawyer. So somebody, obviously, they haven't come across one of my reads yet, or they're just being silent about it, might eventually come across there, since I'm picking that up again. Spiritual union. So, hold on. I'm also picking up partnership with this. Not necessarily love, like a partnership, whether it's business partnership or some kind of partnership that you're about to come into union with. And it'll be a turn of a new leaf for you in your life. For some of you, it could be a love connection, but I'm not really picking up too much on that. Heartache and loss. For some of you, it could be, but some of you might be feeling a bit disappointed because maybe something in the past didn't work out with a past business opportunity, and it's kind of holding you back. Or others, that this could be talking about a love situation. You're being shown clearly that you're able to overcome those heartaches and loss. And with this necklace that looks like a sword, you're very highly protected. And you can seek comfort from God, who will help you through those heartaches and loss. Rest and rejuvenate. Okay, I'm picking up, especially since the tarot was showing the rest and rejuvenate in reverse. During the rest period, that's what you were working on, was a heartache and loss from your past. Let me see what's going to be underneath. See what's underneath this. Heart chakra, awareness. Yeah, you're more aware now. You're able to see more clearly because you're not letting your emotions cloud your judgment anymore. You can trust yourself. Despite if you're still holding on to any heartache or loss, you're still able to overcome that. And you have the courage to do so, to face those obstacles. So for some of you, maybe you had trouble in your work environment due to that. And you had to work on some past issues to overcome that obstacle. Doing a bit shadow work. Now we're going to move on to the Moonology Oracle. Also, I'm picking up again because past partnerships or things that was meant to have a partnership, as far as business endeavor, because something didn't work out, you're afraid. Not really say it was with courage there. Maybe there's afraid. That's the reason why that was brought up. But more holding yourself back just a little bit, because maybe you're thinking it might be too good to be true that this new partnership could come in with this project you're working on, or whatever business endeavor you're taking on. But with this awareness underneath this in the heart chakra, and that being underneath clairvoyance, you can clearly see, and you can see that this is not necessarily going to pave out the same way. Go away. I got something for you. Okay, anyway, back to the read. I'm gonna get through that. I already know what I got planned. I'm just not gonna say on here because, yeah, I'm gonna get something. You're not going to keep interfering with my environment. Speaking of environments. Anyway. Oh. Shuffle these cards now. No. Oh, too many. I might read why I'm not saying anything. Because I know intuitively I need to keep that to myself. Because I'm not going to have something, someone, some people, you know, that I know is lurking. Because I know. I'm not going to say, but you're not going to keep winning. I'll just tell you that. Anyway, be bold and make the first move. So, don't let yourself hold yourself back. Be bold and make that first move is what I'm picking up on. Cardinal Moon. Far as making sure that you keep going forward. So, some of you might not even taken the first step towards your endeavor. And that you're being told. So, the ones that I was picking up recent past, this might be like recent then. Don't allow being afraid of what others may say or think, or even if it sounds, maybe it's because it's something that other people are not doing. It's a road less traveled. Be bold, have the courage, and do it anyway. Make that first move. Is what I'm picking up on. And I'm also picking up if it is a love situation, don't let that hold you back from moving forward in a new connection. Just because something didn't work in the past does not mean it's not going to work with a new partner. First of all, they're not the same person. Also because I looked over here at this box, at my Lucy's Chocolate Factory box. I'm picking up factory. So, perhaps some of you might be working at a factory and you want to go off into your own endeavor, but you're afraid to let go of that security of knowing you'll have work. So you're a little bit skeptical because you know if you don't let go of it, because you can't do both, because somehow you can't work the schedule in. So that, with this being coming out this time with it in upright, with rest, rejuvenate, heart chakra, and awareness, go inward and ask for the guidance to show you, is this what you should do? And how to go about doing it. And you'll also be shown through clairvoyance, through sight, being shown a vision, and you'll know what, and this saying you know what to do, you already know. Most of you already know, but if you go inward, you'll know what to do. I just felt guided to look over there. That's my box that I have my I Love Lucy watch. I'm a very big Lucy fan. But I just felt guided to look over there, and I just intuitively picked that up. So somebody might work at some form of factory, and they're afraid to let go of that security to go off into their own endeavor. Whether it's what I was picking up here with a florist, a therapist, what have you, or something creative in some form or fashion, or someone helping others. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. So make sure you communicate clearly. Also, when I'm picking up the spiritual union in this communication key is key, if it's anything that has a binding contract, make sure that you read the fine print before you sign, is what I'm picking up on. Always read the fine print before completing a partnership of any form, in some, especially in a binding contract. What do you need to release? Waning moon. So also doing all of this alignment, resting, you're able to see what you need to release, what is left to release, to free yourself of this past burden, of this heartache or loss, whether it's a love loss, a past endeavor that didn't work out, or a job opportunity, or what have you. See what you need to release so it does not hold you captive, so you can free yourself to move forward. And with that being in reverse, I'm also picking up now in the tarot, with it being in reverse, maybe you are unable to take that rest period, possibly due to work, but you're being advised at this time, try to find a way of taking that rest period whenever you possibly can, even if it's in between work, so that way you can see more clearly. And at the bottom of the deck, we have nothing will come of this situation, void of course, moon. And I'm picking up, unless you do that, nothing good will come of the situation, unless you are willing to go inward to see, because that will only hold you back. So if you want to be able to see more clearly, and so you can release what's holding you back in your work environment, you're going to have to go inward, or nothing will come of the situation if you don't. Because if you don't be bold and make the first move, even, nothing will come of the situation. It'll just stay stuck in stagnation. So you're being advised, have the courage to go inward and seek the answers you seek, and pray and ask God for the guidance, and see more things more clearly, and connect on a more universal level, and perhaps maybe even in tuning more on your spiritual side. And I'm also picking up, for those of you that's already doing this, you're on your right path, and you have come to learn to do so, because you learned, if you didn't, that nothing good would come of this. I'm also picking that up, since the way I originally picked up the reading, and since this came up, I'm going to take that too. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So the answers you seek are coming. I'm picking up for those that I just picked that part on, that you already did that those answers are coming to you soon now. And the others that's this now being guided to do so, that will come soon after you do that. So just be willing to do the inner work. And if work is what's keeping you from being able to do so, whatever times you do get off, take those times to yourself to reflect in between work. Well, that being said, that is all I'm getting from the reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. Despite distractions, we're moving forward. That's going to get dealt with. I'm going to get it dealt with. I'm just not going to say, because I'm not having, certain things try to work against me. I already know. I'm not even going to say. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, God bless.